Hey friends, I want to make a video on how I use Alexander Technique style expanded awareness to make videos like this one, hopefully to come across in a relatively authentic and natural way. Because there are a couple of things that I'm doing that I think are worth highlighting. So the first is that I'm currently, as I'm talking to you, expanding my awareness. So what that means is that although I'm looking at the camera lens, I am also aware of the light there, the art over there, the meditation cushion over here, the fact that there's a ceiling above me, and just the wider space around me. Now, the reason this is important is it prevents me from over-focusing too much on the lens. And if I were to do that, it might come across as a little bit awkward, and I'd be defining my experience and my way of being by the camera. So for example, if I were to just kind of lose the space, I feel myself compressing, my breathing is a bit stunted, and all I'm really aware of right now is the camera, and this feels uncomfortable and I feel a bit more robotic. If I expand out again, I breathe more easily, a more natural way of being comes up, and I feel like this is just a more enjoyable way of being and therefore probably a more enjoyable way of engaging with looking at me. So that's one thing, expanding the awareness while looking at the camera. The second one is I'm actually using my awareness to allow the space between the lens and my eyes to be there. It's a very common habit that when we're engaged with something, particularly as triggering as being on camera, that we collapse our awareness and also we overfocus on the lens. So what that looks like is almost like I'm pulling the camera towards myself, and I'm going to kind of model it as well. So if I drop the world, so to speak, and then just over-focus on the lens like this and compress that distance, if we were in person, this would feel uncomfortable. You would feel like I'm in your space in some way, and it almost gives off potentially creepy vibes. This is something that I think guys do a lot as well without realizing it, is that they're compressing space between the thing that they're looking at, or the person they're looking at, and them. And I'm now going to not break eye contact with the lens or with you, but I'm going to allow that space to be there. I'm going to zoom out, and again, you can hear my tone of voice changes. I'm more aware of the room. And this really just gives you space as the viewer. I'm not in your face, so to speak. I'm not sure how well this comes across on video compared to in person, but I know that in person it definitely has a real impact in the other person's felt experience of me. So I'm giving you space. I'm allowing the camera to be where it is and not allowing the natural tendency that my mind, my awareness has of compressing this space between me and the camera, while also being in this bigger space. And the third thing I'm doing is I'm remembering that I'm talking to a person here, even though all I can see is Canon, EOS, lens, screen of myself. I'm not engaging with that, or I'm not allowing the camera to determine how I'm being. I'm keeping in my awareness the idea that there is a viewer, there's a person, there's you right now watching me, and I'm talking to you. Now, I'm not imagining you, I'm not imagining what kind of a person watching this might look like. It's more that I'm allowing myself to continually recall the idea that there is a person somewhere in the world, sometime, somewhere, somewhen, somehow, watching this video, and I'm talking to that person, rather than acting in front of a lens the way that you think that, the way that I think I should be acting in front of a lens. I'm not doing that. I'm being very conversational as if you were here with me. I'm being more structured. I'm being more performative because it comes across that way more easily. And I think it makes for you need to turn something up, but I'm still talking to you, right? And I hope that comes across. So just to recap, there were three things that I'm doing here. One is maintain my open, broad, expanded awareness of the room around me. And that gives me the choice to not go into camera mode, public speaking mode, whatever it is that the camera wants to do to me or how I want to habitually respond to the camera. In the context of that, number two, I'm letting the camera be where it is, over there. Even though it's an arm's length away, I could touch it from here. I'm not allowing the automatic compression of space that my awareness wants to do in the context of this trigger, because that would get weird. It would look something more like this. And that's not, I think, comfortable for you. So again, expand out and allow this space to be here. So the camera's over there and that's fine. And then the third thing is keep recalling that I'm talking to a human. There is someone watching this, you are that someone, and I'm talking to you. Not imagining you, not describing my ideal viewer or anything like that. Just allowing myself to remember that there is a human watching this and connecting with that human through space and time and technology. And that, I think, again, brings up this conversational, authentic, natural tone. So that's all. Thank you for watching. If this has been helpful, please let me know. I think there's a lot of scope for using this stuff with content creators, with YouTubers, people on video, to help them not fall into the traps that are easily set up when talking to a lens like this. And if anything has worked well for you, any of these ideas resonate with you, or indeed if you think that I either am natural and authentic on camera or terrible on camera, and I think I'm not as good as I think I am, please let me know. I'd love to work on that too. But otherwise, I'd love to explore this more, and thank you for watching. See you next time.